Hello there, it's me, Sari. Today I thought I'd show you this mini album that I made with stencils and stamps from Aall Create. I have made this mini accordion album with a cover. So when you are pulling it out like this, you can get all the pages. And I made 9 pages in total to this book, and I left it clean on the back side. Perhaps I could do some writing or just leave it as it is. So this is basically it, and I thought I'd just show you all the lovely stamp sets that Aall Create has, or that I have used to make this mini album. But let me start by showing you this page. I put on some, what is it called now? It's called something with clear. Yeah, I just have to think about that. It's not glossy accents, but it has something else from Nuvo Tunic Studios. Crystal Glaze it's called. And I put it on top to give it a shine. So let's see if I could just start by this one then. Or let's start from the beginning, basically. I took a white piece of watercolor paper, put on the stencil, lots of dots, and dabbed on some white gesso, let it dry, before I went in and sprayed with regular distress stain sprays. And I used mustard seed, bundled sage and twisted citron, and they all came together and I had a nice play like this. And then it was all about stamping and die cutting, or just cutting out the figures. So let's see if I can find these in a particular, perhaps I should start from this order. It's easier for me to just fold things this way than later. So when it came to this, I actually made use of some texture stamps from Janet Klein. It's a new release for this spring 2020. This one is called 338 Background Noise, and it's Janet Klein who has designed this one. And this one is a favorite, I must say. I love the numbers and I love the splatters and all about it really. So I'm going to have lots of fun making use of this one, I think. So I put the stamps there. Let's see, I didn't put them there, but I did put them on another page because I was thinking of having this and this as the front and back cover, but I just changed my mind in the end. And when it comes to the flower, there's a lovely flower stamp set, and it's an A5 sized one. And you know, here it is. Let's go. Yeah, I'll just keep this one for later. This is the one that I'm talking about. It's called 200 Hope, and it's a really beautiful stamp set by Tracy Evans. And if I turn it over like this, you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 funky flowers, but this is one of my favorites, and this one, so I really tend to go for these. And apart from the flowers, there are some nice quotes as well, and be the difference, be the change that makes the difference, make a difference, do new things every day. Believe in yourself, love, imagine, begin with small steps. And there are really all nice affirmative sayings, I must say. So that's basically that one there. I also did use that wonderful texture stamp in a border format. It's called 34. And as you can see, there's a lovely row of rings there. But I still haven't used this one, so there's some sort of a chevron liney thing there. So that's something for me to use for a later stage. And when it comes to the saying, it's your time to bloom, I think I found it in a smaller stamp set, which is also one of my favorites, 140 Doodled Blossoms, also this one from Tracy Evans. And if I turn it over, you can see that the flowers that I've used mostly are these. So there are lots of wonderful more flowers, at least one more flower and a couple of more sayings. It's your time to bloom, and this is the one that I actually went for here. And then make today amazing, I'd rather be in my garden than anywhere on earth. And then there are some small words, grow, bloom, garden and love. So this is also one of my favorite stamp sets, I must say. So I think that one is covered, so I think I'll just move ahead to this one. And that's a funky flower that I actually found in this set. It's called 199 Eclectic Stems. And this one also has some really nice flowers, and here's that one. But I like this, this and this. I mean, Tracy makes really nice stamp sets, I must say. And there are some nice sayings in this one as well. Create your own magic. Make each day count. Take each day one step at a time. Wishing you happy everything. Really nice. So, and I put some crystal glaze on the top of this one as well, and that one. But I've also put some caviar beads, or some small beads on top of that, and I actually did glue them down with that crystal glaze. The number combo that you can see up there is from another set. This one is called 234, and I think it's brush flower or something. So here's the number combo, which is a separate stamp, so you can use it over and over again. But I think that I actually went for that top part over there in order to get that 270. So I just inked up that part and did the stamping with my hand. And you will see in some parts I've actually used this part when I've done the stamping as well. So it's nice to actually be able to use just parts of the stamps in order to create something like this. So let's see, I do have something else, and it's another border stamp that I've used, and I've stamped with Distress Oxide inks. Let me just bring those. So I sort of kept myself to this color scheme with the sort of mustard and the green hues, and I believe that I stamped with Mowed Lawn Distress Oxide ink. I did use the Fossilized Amber in parts, Peacock Feathers and Twisted Citron, perhaps even Broken China here and there, Wild Honey, and perhaps some Cracked Pistachio. A really nice color combo there. So in order to stamp the green one there, it's just going to be there faintly. I use this one, 205, Postal Rose. So that's the part. In this set you also have some lovely text stamps. Another year, 364 more opportunities. Create your own happiness, be awesome, make every second count, it says on the back side there. So I went for the numbers there, and then I actually did some stamping through a stencil. So I had the Lots of Dots stencil there, and then I used the number combo there and just stamped it while the stencil was on top of the paper. And then the nature word actually came from this set, 271, Cup Full of Wishes, and it's a lovely cup full of wishes, I must say. And let me just show you something that I made with that stamp before. Here is a panel, sort of, that I actually did stamp it first on top, and then I stamped it on some blue paper and put it on top. And the flowers are sort of faint, and well, I like it like that because it was difficult to just fussy cut these out. I didn't have the patience for it really, but the cup really stands out. So that's it with the nature there. And I just discovered this flower yesterday when I was looking at it. Look at this one, really funky. And I also like this, so these are something that I actually have to challenge myself later on, it feels like. So moving ahead, I could actually take these doubled, and I have shown you the 140 stamp set when I used these. And since I didn't want the flowers to just stand on their own, flying up in the air, I created some flower pots, as you will, as I've seen Tracy Evans do so many times. So I just took a piece of paper, cut it out and put some words on top. And I've done the same sort of stamping here and there. But I do see that I have used something from another new stamp set. And I think that one is called Nose. But I'm not sure where I've put it now. It's a new stamp set from Jeanette Klein. Perhaps I've put it back here. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. 347 Gnomes. It's Janet Klein's stamp set. And I actually used this one. I found it really wonderful. It's a wonderful stamp there. And there are also some lovely mushrooms, which I've used one of them later on. You see that. But I just stamped it and coloured it really recklessly and put on some crystal glaze on top of that as well. And I love this lollipop flower. And then I went ahead making these pages, and I believe this one was a part of something. And it's easy enough to miss it, I suppose. Let's see. And I could just tell you that the postage stamp, which I have used here, for example, I found in this one. It's one called 159, and I'm not sure about the name for it. It does say XXX. I'm not sure if that's the proper name for it, really. So I'm looking for something now. What is it that I'm looking for? It was this spread, wasn't it? So I did see them yesterday. I mean, there are so many wonderful stamp sets with flowers and such, so it's easy enough to miss them. So perhaps they're still here then. Yeah. No. Yeah, it is. So this one comes from 281, Happiness and Nature. So it's upside down there. So if I turn it over, you can see there are some really wonderful flowers there. And a couple of birds and the word art, which I have used somewhere. And the word happiness I've also used there. And I've done the sort of texture stamping here with the numbers and everything. And in the background, faintly, I'm not even sure if you can see it, I've stamped, I think it was the cracked pistachio. I did use the small stamp, this one. I just wanted it to be there really faintly, because the flowers are supposed to be in the foreground, really. So then I'm coming to this setup, and here we have one of those mushrooms that I talked about before. And the same thing goes with that one. I put some glossy, or just a glaze there. And I've used one of the pen nibs, and here's another one from this stamp set, 276 nibs and mushrooms. And it has got some lovely mushrooms there and some pen nibs. And I also made use of this one, this text set, this set 282 Frame It. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes, art is knowing which ones to keep. And I just used this text bit because the frames are separate. Also the doodles are separate and the texts. So I did some doodle stamping around the edge as well. And I put those lovely hearts from 155 Lovebirds. I really love this heart clash of hearts, let's say. But look at those lovey-dovey animal sets there as well. Cats, owls and penguins. And then one of my favorite flowers, absolutely one of my favorite flowers. It's the one from either 199 or 200, and it's the 200. I really love that flower, I must say. So that's and I put some turquoise caviar beads there. And I've had the broken circle as a stencil background on some parts. I did put the inks first, or the spray inks first, and then I sprayed this one with water, and I just put it there, and I put on a kitchen towel or something, and I just kept it there for a minute or two, just to let the water sink into the colour. I lifted it up and waited a couple of seconds before I took the paper and put on top, just to blot off the excess water, and then I managed to get this one. But I believe that in this case I actually did use the reverse version. I had the sort of yellow background here, put on the stencil and worked in some of those oxide inks just to get it to pop a little bit more. Let me show you. I did this only on one page, and here is the watermark effect. You can see it better there. Let's see if I can find another one which shows it better off. I think this one also has it. So, and I did that circular texture stamping there. And here finally I could actually see the stamp that I was working with. I've used this word, I think it's a 292 script, which is an absolutely favorite of mine. And I didn't see it before, but now I can actually see a little bit of that one and that one there. And then the final page here comes from this stamp set, 240 Blossom Wishes. Look at that. I love it, absolutely. And then it's lovely to have this thistle as a separate stamp, because it comes in a border stamp as well. But there it is on its own. And there are some other flowers as well that you can work with and have some fun with. And Create Your Own Happiness, I did find that in the border stamp that I showed you before. And what I did with this, I just made a cover, just a little bit sort of wider than the papers inside. And then I did have one spare piece of these panels that I could put here just to fasten the string here. So I can just put it like this and have a simple closure like this for this book. And then the back side, of course. Here I did some, let's say, I'm not sure, messy stamping, I could say, with the words from this set. It was 243, and I used the word quirky, floral, and moments. And I just put those there and did one stamping first with the heavy amount of ink, and then I just stamped it off to create that messiness in the background. And then I made another flower pot and I put the word hope on top, which I also got from this set that I just showed you, 243. And just to finish things off, I think I need to open the book up once more, just to show you that here's another one of my favorite texture stamp sets from all time with the Aall Create designs, and it's Auteur de Moi that has made this one, and it's called the number 10, and it has got these really wonderful texture stamps. And let's see where I have put them, because I like to put them here and there, you see. Let's see if I can find those triangles, and I actually did stamp them in white and I put them on top of something, yeah, on this one. I'm not sure if you can see them, but the triangles are here, here and here, and they are just faintly there. So that's it. And just in order to create this accordion, I mean, I haven't got papers that are this long, so I just cut them to size, and the panels are, I believe, what was it, 3 by 5 inches, and then I made the accordion bits a little bit longer. Let's see if I'm taking inches. These are actually a little bit shorter. These are almost 3 inches wide. Perhaps the guillotine that isn't. Yeah, well, they are almost 3 by 5, not perfectly. And then the accordion bits, and I did get 3 panels out of 1 paper. So I did manage to cut these to, let's say, 9 3/4 and 5 1/2, sort of. So it makes it a really handy size, easy to work with. It's not too big, not too bulky, and I like it. And it did take me a good 3 days anyway to just make this. And if you're going to go for the back sides, well, you see, it's going to take you even longer. But it's a nice format, I think. And it's just a fun, quirky way of making a closure like this. Just to have something like that. I mean, the string doesn't take away the focus from the flower. You can still see the flower even if that one is on top. So I thank you for your patience and time. I hope you have a great time out there. Bye bye.